Welcome to our YouTube channel. We are back with another video. This video is on our Brazilian winger Raphinha. We are going to talk about 10 things you need to know about Raphinha. Let's start with the first one.
Raphinha comes from Italian background. Raphinha could have played for Italy because of his father's Italian roots but chose to play for Brazil. His father is Italian and mother is Brazilian.
His family has a football background, including an uncle who played for Inter Milan, and they're friends with Ronaldinho.
He grew up in poverty in Porto Alegre. He often struggled to afford food and shared a small room with his family. He had difficulties in his childhood time.
Raphinha didn't attend traditional school. His parents prioritized his football talent, enrolling him in a football academy early.
He was rejected multiple times being skinny. He faced multiple rejections from Brazilian clubs due to his slim build but kept pushing forward with his mother's encouragement. Raphinha could have been a barber. In an interview, he says that,
"I could have been a barber. You can only take so many punches before you go down. When I was 18, I had been rejected by the academies more times than I could bother to count. International, Grêmio, everywhere it was the same, but 1 week trial and then an excuse. He's too small. He's too frail. He's got no power. Always the same, man. Always the same." This had a negative effect on him and made him consider quitting football to become a barber until his mother talked some sense into him. Raphinha received multiple death threats.
Raphinha once said we'd be in the away changing room before the game and some mob would knock on the door. I say knock, but you know, they were basically trying to smash it down. They would scream all these things at us. "If you win this game, we'll kill you. You'll never make ID out of here alive." This was at the famous Várzea tournaments.
Bruno Fernandes was his best friends when they played together at Sporting in Portugal, and Bruno helped him a lot. Bruno Fernandes helped him settle in Europe and encouraged him about joining Leeds.
He nearly lost his leg after a severe injury in a match against Man City. He said, "Towards the end of last season at the Etihad, Fernandinho hit my thigh hard during a game. Coming from the Várzea, where a tough tackle is part of the game and sympathy is rare unless you're really hurt, I shrugged it off. I told Marcelo Bielsa not to worry. I'd be fine in a couple of days.
But when I got home and took off the bandage, my left leg was swollen, almost twice the size of the right. My blood pressure dropped, and I had to call a doctor, who quickly took me to the hospital. The pain was so intense that I needed anesthesia just to cope. I couldn't walk or even get into the car without help. Turns out, I had an internal hematoma, and the doctors told me surgery was the only way to remove the blood buildup. It was my first ever surgery, and it hit me that this was more than a knock on the field."
Raphinha saved Leeds United from getting relegated to the second division before joining Barca, and walked out the entire length of the football pitch on his knees.
Thank you for watching the video until the end.
Subscribe for more.